And welcome to America's Home Cooking. Here is Come Cook With Me. This is our first video and we're going to be sharing this. Now I'm going to be making, you're going to be able to make 2 biscuit recipes out of this, okay? But first we have to set our oven to 450. Also make sure that your shelf is in the middle of your oven. The only times that you usually move the shelf is for a few things like cookies. Cookies have to be moved to the upper third. And when you have like a turkey or something, you're going to drop it down. But they'll tell you if you have to do that, like when you make crackers. I've read some cracker recipes that state that you have 2 shelves at 2 different levels and you have to switch them. But anyway, we're just working on biscuits today. Okay. Now, you can either make light whole wheat biscuits or you can sit there and, let me turn this up. It's up, all right. Or you can make plain white biscuits, all right? Now, if you're making plain white biscuits, you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'm going to be making light whole wheat, but basically everything's the same except that we'll be putting 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 1/2 cup. No, wait a minute. I only want to put 1/4 in. Hold it. Let me get this one down. First, if you're just making plain white biscuits, you're going to need 2 cups of flour, okay? Now, when you go to measure your flour, you have to use the measuring cups that are level like this. Another thing you don't do is put it in a liquid measuring cup and shake it because you're going to make your biscuits heavier. That's not what you want. So this is why we use this, and you have to level this off because if you put it in like this, you're adding too much flour as well. So it's very important that you level it off. All right, so for those of you who just like white flour biscuits, you need 2 cups. And for the people who are going to make light whole wheat, like I'm going to do, we're going to change the ratio just a bit. All right, so level them off. You can use a flat knife or your finger. As you can see, I'm using my finger. So we need 2 cups of white flour, all-purpose. All right, it's very important you use all-purpose. Now I am going to be adding, because I'm going to make light whole wheat, I'm going to use 1.5 cups of white all-purpose flour, and I'm only going to use 1/2 cup of whole wheat. So we're actually, see, you can make light whole wheat or you can make the plain white ones. So if you're making the white ones, you want 2 cups of white flour. If you're making light whole wheat ones, you're going to need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour and 1/2 cup of wheat flour. So it gives you a multiple choice of what you want. All right? So remember, for those of you that are coming on now, if you're learning to cook and make this, make sure your shelf is in the middle of the oven and set it at 450 before you do anything. Now the next thing we're going to add to this, I'll turn you down now so you can see what I've got here. I've got my pastry cutter here. I've got my biscuit cutter here, measuring spoons. And as you can see, you use this kind of measuring cup when you're dealing with liquids, and you use these kind that are flat when you're using dry. And believe you me, it is very important. So, good afternoon, everybody. All right, now we're going to add a whole tablespoon of baking powder in this. And we are going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using my salt mixture because I make mine more healthy than just the regular white. All right. Pastry cutter. Now, why are we using a pastry cutter? The less we handle this, the lighter the biscuits are going to be. The more you handle them, the heavier they're going to be. And what you want to do is we want to make these light. So this is why we're doing it this way. Okay? Now, you need 6 tablespoons of frozen butter. Now, the reason we're using frozen butter is you'll get the butter spread out and it'll be coated and it'll give that nice flakiness that works up to it with the baking powder that we're using. Where did I put it? There it is. This is why I told you to get a grater. It's very important that you get a grater for this so you can work with it. Hi, everybody. I really can't read right now because I am explaining why we're doing these things. Now, if you, the reason this is it's a balance of winter and spring wheat, all right? Light, or what we call spring wheat, is usually the one we use with cakes. Winter wheats are the ones we usually make with bread. So according to what we're making, we'll decide. That's why I say use all-purpose flour. It's already balanced. I have the balance if you ever want it. I have it already, how to make your own all-purpose, because I keep cake flour in the house as well as other things. Now we're going to grater this. This is why we want it so heavy. Well, we want it hard like this so we can grater it and then we can get that flakiness that we're looking for. Well, you're gratering this because it is ice cold. Coat them periodically. Toss them around in the flour. This way they won't stick to each other. These are tricks that we learn. So this is to help people who want to learn to cook come cook with me. I'll be doing simple recipes and we'll move into the more complicated and you'll learn the understanding of what everybody wants you to do. This is why I set this up, because people were asking, and I know there's young people who don't know how to cook. Anybody my age, I'm sure, is very good at cooking, because we spent a long time at. I am doing very well, but listen, I can't really read all your messages right now, because I want to get this down for these people who want to learn to cook. And so I'll get to all of you after. While they're cooking, we can do that. So the whole object of making biscuits is do not handle it any more than you have to. So as you see, I don't really handle it. I'll toss the butter and coat it, but that's about all I'll do. That's usually a mistake people do. They don't measure right, or they'll sit there and they'll handle it. Or everything is so ice cold. They say it doesn't cook in the time frame, so I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, that's because things are very, very cold. Some recipes you have to have everything at room temperature, like cheesecakes. You can't, so you sit and take it out in the morning, and you might get to your cheesecake making it later in the day. Okay? So you can see how it all looks right now. We've got it here. Had this open, so I was reading something. Yeah, I get in the kitchen and I start reading. You are going to, we've got just about everything together in this, believe it or not. What am I putting that there? I need that. Just cleaning up the area. All right, you're going to sit there, and we're not going to handle this. Because if you handle it, you're going to melt it, and we're going to have a problem. You're going to have 2/3 of a cup of milk, regular milk. And what you're going to do is work this to a dough. You're not handling it. When we go to handle it, we'll do very little to make sure that we do not affect this. Somebody asked me, do I make chocolate chip cookies? Yes, I do. Matter of fact, I bought stuff. I'm going to make white chocolate chip cookies. You see how it's coming together? Now what you're going to do, I know it's going to look like I'm handling it, but I'm really not. All right. What you're going to do next is you're going to cup your hand like this. Now it's going to look like I'm pressing the dough together, but I'm not. I'm actually rolling it into a ball. So when you see me doing this, I'm actually rolling it into a ball to get it to come together. It takes a little bit. If you have to press it very, very little, and it'll come together. And that's what you're going to keep on doing until you get it into a ball. My butter's cold, so it's a little harder. But I'm not pressing it very, very hard, very, very little. Because if you press it hard, it's going to be very tough. I know it looks like I'm really pressing it hard, but I'm not. I'm very gently doing this and turning the bowl as I go around. Because the more you handle it, the tougher they're going to be. And that's not what you want. Got most of it. Now we're going to press it because we're getting ready to pat this out. So a lot of people like their butter very, very soft when they handle it. Now you got to flatten this out to about 1/2 inch. And don't worry, it'll all come together. It always comes together. I don't worry about it. And you shouldn't have to add any more weight to it. But you can see you don't need this. Yes, I am, Mr. Funk. What a name. So now, let's see, that's about 1/2 inch. We're going to start cutting these out. Okay, I'm going to need some flour for this. Always hold a little flour on the side so you can cut it. I don't know, my kitchen's cold today. Did you enjoy the cold weather? They said tomorrow we're going to have a heat spell. We're going to be in the 20s. All of you that are insulting, you do not have to have these touching. You put them on an ungreased cookie sheet or baking sheet. You can leave them about 1/2 inch or 1 inch apart, somewhere around there. I'll show you before I put them into the ovens. Now this, we're going to have to work this back together. Wisconsin? Yes. This is come cook with me. In other words, to show people how you can make things. In the back, yeah, I bought bananas this week. I wanted bananas. I've been eating grapefruits and oranges, and I just said, I want that. Yes, they are lovely. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna make this one into a little one, little tiny one. All right. That's what they're gonna look like. You don't have to have them touching. We're gonna put it in the 450-degree oven, and we're gonna be doing this for 12 minutes. They're gonna be baking. Okay. Now that butter that we grate, or you can see it throughout the flour, it will be melted and you'll have a lovely buttery biscuit. No, but I do have some gluten-free recipes. Not many though. We didn't have digestive problems when we were younger. It seems I will. We didn't have all these problems that are developing now within the last 50 years. The biggest thing we had, a crisis would be if somebody broke a leg or appendicitis or something like that, you know. But these dietary problems people are having tells you how bad the food is. I mean, just about, one of my girlfriends said, Sandy, all my friends got medical problems. I said, I don't, so I'm your one friend that doesn't have a medical problem. No, it's not. It's diet and what you eat. Any problem that runs in the family can be cured within 4 generations if 4 generations eat well. And I don't say it, the ARE does. Okay, all right. So, no, it's poor diet, generations, and everything else that have worked on it. Casey was pretty explicit about it, that it takes 4 generations of everybody eating right to cover that problem up. So you can see that we're not eating well at all. Well, I don't know. Let me see. 12 minutes. It's been 1. So that's 19. 28. Okay, so it's 29. 31. Hello, Hope. So those that cook along with me, when the biscuits are done, I'm going to try mine and you try yours and let me know how it went. This is cook along. I wonder what that dot is down at the bottom. I don't know. Don't know what that is. I don't know if that means that you can talk. Because I have this little 3 circles and then a plus on it, so I don't know what that means. Thank you, Canella. I got it at Amazon, I think, last summer. So, who tried making biscuits with me? Let's see. All what I hear is a lot of insults going around, which you shouldn't be doing that. You should get off the station or this channel while we're doing this, because these people I'm doing this for to show them how to cook, and I'm walking through it with them and explaining what has to be done. Hey Shane, user, you can't be respectful. Yeah, just leave. All right, so we have a little bit of time. I'll finish reading that later. Let's see. It's Seahawks and the Bills are going. I'm going to see the game. It'll be at 6:30 tonight. They said we'll see it over here on the East Coast. You know, I don't care about any of your sexual comments. I don't care. What you do in your bedroom is your own private business. Please do not bring it onto this channel. This channel is for people who want to learn to cook. When I do a video that says come cook with me, it's to show the people the steps and why we do what we do so they can learn to cook. And I think that's good because a lot of people don't know how to cook. So, as far as I'm concerned, you're poor. Anybody, if that's all you've got in life, and that's what they've taught in school. I remember when they brought it into school, and the city council was very upset. They said, "You know where this is going to go?" And they said, "Oh no, 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 no." Well, it has. Well, Rolling, if you just want to learn to cook, I am going to be doing things, and I'm going to say I'll give you a whole week's notice of what to get, and we'll cook come cook with me, and that'll be the time. You will have everything, and I'll tell you what time it is, and then you can sit there and come cook. The biscuits is the first one. It was because some people were asking me, they didn't know how to cook. I get it outside as well as here on the channel, and when I talk with people, I have a friend who is even older than I am, and she can't cook. She doesn't really know how. That's very bad. I know, that's why I'm just leaving alone. So this is why I'm doing it. I had another girlfriend, well, she's angry with me right now because I don't agree with her. She didn't know how to make biscuits. So I said, you know what? Biscuits are some of the easiest breads to make, doing vegetables a certain way where you get the most nutrition. So today it was learning you could either make just plain white biscuits or you can make light whole wheat. I told you how to change it. And just a simple little thing like that, and it helps you. Mama, okay, that's how I feel. You know, I get it. I get it around. It doesn't bother me. But anyway, now you have 2 biscuits. I'll let you work on these recipes, these 2 simple recipes. You can make just plain, using plain all-purpose flour. You can make white biscuits, or you can sit there if you wish. If you want to make a light whole wheat, you just take a half a cup of the white flour away and add a half a cup of whole wheat. And then you can end up making light whole wheat biscuits. So you'll have it there. Seems like they're going crazy over here. Yeah, well, Canela, that's it. I also have people overseas that are asking me, are biscuits like scones? So it was very important that I sat there and did it like this so they could actually see. I like making like whole wheat biscuits. They're my favorite, but I have like 20 or 30 biscuit recipes. So believe you me, I have a lot of them. Okay. Boy, everybody's going after everybody. Okay. Today I was, this new section that we're doing is Come Cook With Me, uh, Thurman. And what it is I tell you ahead of time what you're going to need. And I'll give you the time I'm cooking, and then we will cook together. You will cook at your end, and I'll be cooking at my end, the same thing. And then when it's done, we can test it and see how good yours came out. You see? That's what we're doing. 18, 29. 29, 30, 31. Okay, we've only got a few more minutes and we'll be pulling them out. So that's what we're going to do. So any of you that have done this, I'd like to know how your biscuits came out. Okay, let's take care of this one. I can. Oh, well, I can. It's not working right now, so never mind. Zara, I'm cooking biscuits and showing. Today is a come cook with me. This is not the regular videos that you see me just cooking. I don't tell you what I'm making till I turn the video on. This has been prepared for over a week now to let people know, because there are people that cannot make biscuits. Okay, this guy is really annoying. No, not that. Okay, thank you. If you're making it right now, Canella, I hope you will tell me how your biscuits came out. I would love to know. I got 2 more minutes. I have to wait for mine to come out, okay? I already did that and it did not work. It's not working at all on my end. I don't know why. Hi, George from Chicago. So we're just waiting now. And I will have, and I'm not hungry, but I'll try one. And for anybody who cooked with me, I would love to know how yours came out. Well, I just tried to 3 times and it won't let me unless somebody else was to do it. Simplify? Yeah, George, I know what that means. Always faithful. You're very welcome, Shane. Did you try making them? Okay, one more minute and I'll check and see the biscuits, and I'll show you how we check them. We never pull them out of the oven. What you're going to do is take the biscuit that's in the middle, and what you do is you take it and just check it to see if it's done, because if the middle one is done, the rest are done. Canela, you can, when you go home, this whole recipe explains it, and I actually give you the measurements of everything, so you'll have no problem. George, just ignore them. No, we're checking them. We're checking the biscuits. Okay. Now you're just going to have to watch this like I can't. I'm going to take the middle biscuit, one in the middle here, and you open it. If it's done, turn it off and get them out. That's how you know. And because these are whole wheat, they're darker brown, but if you just want regular, you can sit there and just use plain white flour. Well, I should say all-purpose flour. You'll enjoy it. So if you just like white flour, use all-purpose. Now you see they're not burnt on the bottom, they're just brown. That's it. But here's the inside texture. You see that? That's where that butter was frozen. Now, if you don't like whole wheat biscuits, you could just use plain all-purpose flour. If you want a lighter biscuit than this, use 1/4 of a cup of whole wheat to 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour. Listen, staying off the grid, 3844. Why don't you just tell us your name? I mean, you're hiding behind it thinking you're being cool when you're being a real idiot. And you'll notice that the outside of your biscuits are crunchy, but you can see that they rise. See? Rise very high. But these just happen to be whole wheat. So, let me know. I would recommend, if you've never made biscuits, just use all-purpose flour first until you get accustomed to them, and then you can maneuver. And what we can't do with biscuits, believe you me, we can make beer biscuits. I'll show you how to do these. Well, that's because the game isn't on yet, and they're probably bored. It's cold outside, and they can't think of anything better to do than harass, because they don't want anybody to be better or to be better. And that's difficult for them to do that. But anyway, that's how you make biscuits. P4R, it's their problem, not you. I can see, as soon as I see that green, what does that green thing look like? A green head? I don't pay any mind to it. He doesn't have anything important to say. Boy, I guess his wife didn't please him last night. I shouldn't say that. I cut it this morning. I was showing my son how to dice an onion. I got my finger too close to the blade and it spliced. I told you, if you see band-aids on my fingers, you can bet I cut myself in the kitchen. If you see it on my knuckles, I grated my knuckles. Okay, now I've tried mine. Did any of you try making these, or are you going to make them later? I just want to know. Well, anyway. Anything that I'm going to make for Come Cook With Me, I will always let you know a week ahead of time what I'm making. So you'll have time to buy the stuff if you wish to join me. And maybe this troll will learn to be a little more respectful in time as we ignore him. Cinnamon scones are nice too. It's going to be a video. I'll mark it. Let's see. How can I do it? It's going to be filed under Come Cook With Me. Oh, it will heal. You're welcome. So listen, I'm going to let you guys go. I've got some more work that I have to do before my day ends. Okay? Okay, but listen, all of you take care. If you're going to watch the game, enjoy it. I don't know who's going to win. I have to wait till my son comes home so he can set it up for me to see, because I don't know how to do this. I am not somebody like that. So listen. Really, take care, enjoy your evening, and may the best team win on the Super Bowl. Bye-bye. Oh, is my finger going to work?